Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Maybe the last review that I'll do tonight. I don't know when I'll be uploading these. I said Friday at one time, maybe Thursday, but maybe 4 or 5 reviews. The reason so many is that I try to get as many out so that if it's one of the reviews requested, you can check that video out. Um, but I know so far I reviewed at least Beetlejuice, Blood and Bone, Trancers, Big Trouble in Little China, Spawn, and I think a few others I'm trying to edit. But anyway, like I said, the last review uploaded is this one for Toy Soldiers, and this was requested by VideoVaultGuy. And I had not seen this film in a long time. I remember seeing this film a few times when I was a kid. Like I said, it's been a long time. And the film is directed by this guy, I want to get his name, Daniel Petrie Jr. Now, this guy has written a bunch of stuff. He's written doing TV series. I guess he created this show called Combat Hospital. Um, he actually wrote Beverly Hills Cop. He did the screenplay story of Beverly Hills Cop. He did the screenplay for Shoot to Kill. That's one with Tom Berenger. Turner and Hooch, he did the screenplay for that. In the Army Now, which I know people say is Pauly Shore, but that's actually one of my favorite Pauly Shore flicks. And he directed... Oh, he actually went on to direct In the Army Now, which, again, is one of my favorite. This was the first film he directed. Again, he worked on the screenplay for Beverly Hills Cop, The Big Easy, Shoot to Kill, Turner and Hooch. And he's produced stuff, too. But anyway, Daniel Petrie Jr., this is the first film he directed, Toy Soldiers, from 1991. And not only did Daniel Petrie Jr. work on the script, it was David Koepp. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce his name. Now, David Koepp, or Koepp, or whatever the hell. If he sounds familiar, this guy has done a lot of screenplays. Apparently, he was one of the writers on I Come in Peace. He was a writer on Death Becomes Her. He was a writer on Jurassic Park with Michael Crichton. The Shadow, Mission Impossible. Snake Eyes. He directed Stir of Echoes. He was a writer on Panic Room, Spider-Man. He wrote and directed Secret Window. Writer on Indiana Jones, Kingdom of Crystal Skull. Angels and Demons with Akiva Goldsman. He's a writer, one of the writers on Men in Black 3. Like, this is a big writer. So him and Daniel Petrie Jr. wrote this. I guess it's based on a novel by William P. Kennedy. And the cast, there's a lot of people in the cast. You got Louis Gossett Jr. as the dean. You got, well, long story short, you have this school, boarding school, all male. And it's like when a lot of kids get kicked out, they go to this school. And it's a lot of very kids whose fathers who are very influential or very wealthy or very so on and so forth have connections. And one day their school gets taken over by terrorists. A movie that you would not see today. They won't do this movie today. After 9/11 and everything else that's going on in the world, they won't do this story today with terrorists taking over a school. And the kids, because after 9/11, they're like, it's in bad taste. So, in a way, that makes perfect sense. And the other is sad because, you sometimes gotta split, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes you gotta split entertainment with real life. And Toy Soldiers, watching this again, was really entertaining. It was a lot of fun. I really got a kick out of seeing this again. It's been a long time. And the cast is great. I mean, you have Sean Astin starring in it. Sean Astin from The Goonies. Got very popular with The Lord of the Rings again. Stars Wil Wheaton from Star Trek Next Generation stuff. Keith Coogan, who I remember most from Adventures in Babysitting. But I know he was in Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. Not sure what happened to Keith Coogan. But I remember liking him. I'm like, wow, I like him in Adventures Babysitting, in this film. I'm not a big fan of the movie now, but I did like him and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. But, let's see. I'm trying to see what... This is the last film. He doesn't really say too much on what he's doing now. Yes, he's working in the theater and guest star on some TV shows. Had a short film, The Keith Cooting Experience. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure what he's doing now, but you also have some actors like you have this guy T.E. Russell. You have another guy called George Perez. Denholm Elliott from the Indiana Jones films. He's the headmaster. Like I was saying, Louis Gossett Jr. is the dean. The main bad guy is Andrew Divoff, the Wishmaster himself, and truthfully, my favorite performance of his, Andrew Divoff. Yes, I like it better than... I like Wishmaster, but I like his performance here better. Um, but anyway, I mean, long story short, the film starts off with a bunch of terrorists in Colombia have a hostage situation. Their demands are met, and they release most of them, and then they take one guy in a helicopter and they throw him off. And it takes place at the, was it Regis? I wanted to write it down. Regis School. Where it's just like an all-male boarding school where a lot of times kids are kicked out or put here, whose fathers, a lot of them are influential. Like Wil Wheaton's, his is actually connected to the mob. Wil Wheaton's father. And then our lead, Sean Astin, he's kind of the rebellious kid. He'll graffiti Exile Regis and put rejects. Has a little back and forth with the dean, Louis Gossett Jr. Because basically, Sean Astin is kind of the leader of this group, sort of misfit kids, with Keith Cooting and Wil Wheaton. T.E. Russell, which I guess most people call the black guy of the group. George Perez. Oh, he's the Hispanic guy of the group. Sometimes you get critics who say that, oh, here's this group, but now they got the Hispanic guy, they got the black guy of the group. But they all play off each other well. All these actors play very well. Like the five of them get down in this sort of hidden basement, and first off, like Sean Astin's thing is that he has this what looks like mouthwash, but it's actually alcohol, vodka, mixed with like peppermint schmoss. So people think it's mouthwash, but then he sold it to kids. And actually, Sean Astin helped rig the phone as well, so they can actually dial like the 1-900 numbers. And the dialogue between these guys are a lot of fun. I'm not going to mimic the dialogue because I want people to check out Toy Soldiers. It's out on DVD. It's bare bones, but it's out on DVD. I definitely want people to check out Toy Soldiers. But these guys have a fun back and forth, very natural, very fun at times. Especially Keith Cooting has some really funny dialogue in it. Like later on, it's like, can you guys please stop talking so that, when I fall asleep, I don't wet my bed. But yeah, Louis Gossett Jr. finds out they're doing the 900 number, and like he picks up the phone, like, what's this? He sees like a light on his phone, and he hears like a woman moaning, and sort of looks. And he's able to stop and makes Sean Astin get all the mouthwash alcohol. And Louis Gossett Jr. says, well, you've been kicked out of like 3 or 4 schools. This isn't going to be 3 schools, and this isn't going to be a 4th one. So, I'm going to push you. I'm going to make you do pots and pans. I've seen your kind before. I know you can be better. That sort of speech. And then about 20-some minutes in, we have the terrorists come in. And Andrew Divoff, he's a bad guy you love to hate in this film. At the same time, he's not overacting. He's very natural. He's very, I don't want to say charismatic, but he's very, just a solid bad guy. If you see, you know what I'm talking about. Andrew Divoff is very solid. What was I going to say? And most of the film is basically them trying to figure out what to do next. And like Wil Wheaton, he's the one who's like, oh, we gotta go. We'll grab one. We'll knock him out. Get his gun. And Sean said, no, we can't do that. Let's get as much information as we can, and if we can find a way, get it to the outside. So they start like counting how many terrorists there are. If they have to give them food, they see what hardware they are. One of them is an artist, so they sort of map out what the guys' faces are. They sort of map out on their school book like where each group of terrorists are. And then they'll make this plan where someone they know, they have like a remote control. And so like while that's flying around distraction, Sean Astin able to sneak out, give the info. They give him trouble, now want him to go back, but he makes out just in time because the whole deal is they count all the students like every hour, and if there's one person missing, they'll kill like 5 kids. And he basically makes out he has a smart idea where he actually takes off all his clothes, gets in the shop, gets wet as if he just was out of the shower. And Andrew Divoff doesn't kill him, but he says, oh, you lack discipline, and whips the shit out of his back, Sean Astin's back. But then you get to a point where Wil Wheaton's father is part of the mob, and he has sort of connections, and asks them to talk to. His whole demand from Andrew Divoff is he wants his dad out of jail. His dad is like this big drug czar, and he wants him out of jail. And I guess the father of the mob guy is actually Jerry Orbach, who you've seen him in Universal Soldier, and Out for Justice with Steven Seagal, which will be coming up sometime during this viewer request. You see him, Jerry Orbach, in a lot of stuff. I don't think he's with us anymore, which is too bad. But makes a deal so Wil Wheaton can leave, and Wil Wheaton isn't having it. He does a stupid thing, to be honest. It was very stupid, where he's ready to be let go, and for some reason, because he doesn't want to leave his friends, that's why, but still it's really stupid. He hits a terrorist, grabs a gun, goes outside, he's going to shoot one, and he gets shot. Again, he was doing a very stupid thing, but, he didn't want to leave his friends. By the time he's like, oh, you idiot, that sort of reaction. And, they're all pretty sad by it, and Sean Astin doesn't even want to go through the plan because he's set up outside a plan. But the other friends, message them through, like, a mirror. Like, they shine a light, with the mirror shimmering it. And he's like, I don't want to do this, but then his friends say, okay, we gotta do it. But then this is where you get the fun dial. It's like, if you say we gotta do it for Joey, which is Wil Wheaton, I'm gonna kick your ass. And it's like, he's finally coming to him. He's like, you guys are fucking stupid. Like, really fun dialogue. Like, earlier when they're on the 900 number, she's like, do you want me to take off my bra and stuff? And Sean says, yes. Yes, please. Fun actors and characters really help make this movie enjoyable and move along pretty quickly, actually. And basically they're going to, like, this guy, one of the kids they know, knows a lot about, like, chips and stuff. Realistic? Not really, probably. But basically they're going to sneak in. Keith Coogan, who's an asthmatic, face that he's having an asthma attack. They sneak in. Sean Astin switch the chips from the bomb that's wired to the school with the plane. And able to get out of there. And long story short, they attack a guy in the bathroom, and one guy attacks another guy, and they get the guns. They tell him to go to the secret basement that we saw earlier in the film. People are going in because Jerry Orbach, the mob guys, found out that his son's been killed, so he orders Andrew Divoff's dad to be killed because he's in a prison, pay some guys off to do it. So it's like, okay, we gotta go in now, and they do. And the end is basically they've gotten the kids out of there. Sean Astin tries to take on Andrew Divoff. He gets beat up, held hostage. Louis Gossett Jr. followed the people, is able to dive through the window and help Sean Astin. But he gets shot, but he's going to be okay. And basically they shot Andrew Divoff in the head. And Sean Astin meets up with his friends. They congratulate each other, and the movie ends. And I'm being kind of general in this review because I do want people to check this film out. I know I just gave it away, but definitely check it out to enjoy the performances, to enjoy the dialogue. Andrew Divoff made a solid bad guy. The group of kids are very likable. Sean Astin did a great job in the lead. He was a smart ass, but he was pretty funny. Keith Coogan, again, if you remember from Adventures of Babysitting and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, he's a lot of fun. He's very funny. And all the kids do a good job. I don't see one bad performance in this film. The score is pretty decent. It's like dun, 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 dun. I'm doing a bad job of it. Uh, every time I think of this cover, I always think of that song. Step by step, heart to heart, toy soldiers. I always wonder if someone was going to do like a tribute to this film with that song. I'm not going to. I'm just saying if anyone ever thought of that. You get toy soldiers and get that song. And this film didn't do well when it came out. It was 1991, and it made 15 million bucks total, which is pretty bad. Let's face it, that's pretty bad. Apparently this film was highly criticized for its violence. It's an R. I mean, what the fuck? What'd they think? They were going to shoot ping pong balls? Nerf guns? What the fuck? Like, but I don't know what else to say other than Toy Soldiers was a blast. It's a very fun film. It's a very entertaining film. If I saw Sean Astin, I would ask him about this film first. Everybody's asking about the Goonies and Lord of the Rings. To be honest, I don't really care about them. But if I saw Sean Astin, I'm like, I want to talk about Toy Soldiers. Trying to think. It's probably my second favorite Sean Astin film behind the Goonies. I'll probably put Goonies first, then this film. Just entertaining cast, likable kids, teenagers, I should say. Solid villain, Louis Gossett Jr. for what he can do. Just for the most part, he had left earlier and he's outside with the military. Like one of them's actually Arlie Ermy from Full Metal Jacket, and he's sort of listening in. But when he's there, Louis Gossett Jr., he's always a solid actor. I've always enjoyed Louis Gossett Jr. And I thought Daniel Petrie Jr. did a good job. I mean, it's not action-packed. It's not tons of gunfire and stuff, but these are teenagers. These are kids. And they're not going to be Rambo and such. And you did a little bit of action at the end, and I highly enjoyed it. It's a fuck little better than that one movie, Masterminds, with Patrick Stewart. God, I barely remember that movie. That movie sucked, for me, at least. I barely remember that movie, though. Toy Soldiers is a fuck little better than that. But I enjoy this film, and it is kind of sad that they can't make movies like this anymore. I mean, it's understandable, but you also understand it's a movie, you know. Although they did do that, well, it's not really terror. I mean, that's the thing. They can't really do a lot of things with terrorists anymore. Unless they're cyber terrorists or something like that. But anyway, I don't know what to say. Toy Soldiers, I really enjoy the film. Highly suggest people check it out. So, either way, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you next time for more viewer-requested movies. And I know I got a lot of them because just a little taste of some of the movies people have requested. These are just the ones I own. Wanted to get that. These are just the ones I own that have been requested so far for me to review. As you can see, you got Project Elf, 2010, Judgment Night, In the Line of Fire, Home Alone, Darkman, Blade Runner, Rollerball. This is only some. Okay, I mean, this could probably take a week by itself. And that's not even including the films that I don't have. So, you know, I'll try to get as many done as I can. And if I can, don't be mad at me. But I'm going to try. At least these I'm going to try to get done, because at least I have these and I can, boom, watch them. And I'll try to get the stuff that other people requested too. But that's why I'm going to try to do 3, 4, 5 reviews at a time. But anyway, thanks for watching, and take care. Later.